because it is at the basis of the semantics, and as far as you manipulate some concepts, you need to agree on the meaning of the words. The meaning is so important, and if you stay in your own language, the understanding of the meaning is much better than if you go to another language. So the language is fundamental in the mutual understanding of civilization.
Effectively, we have many students coming from abroad in La Rochelle. Some of them come from French-speaking countries, especially from North Africa, from Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, and also some Chinese students. So the best way to do is, if we want to work on the mutual understanding, is to organize some exchange between those students and to make them learn from the other language. Through this linguistic exchange, they could understand what is the culture, how the language are structured, and this could be kind of the basis of a progress for constructing a new world to go into the direction of the peace. I would like to say that the technologies can help, of course, but we must never forget that the people should meet together and should go in the country of the others in order to understand what is the culture, what is the civilization, what are the linguistic constraints. The technologies can help. It's not sufficient. The technologies can be very fruitful and powerful today. And this is something that we use in our European University, EU coexistence, by using some automatic translator that allows to speak in a given language and to have an immediate translation of the speech in another language by respecting the moving of the lips, by respecting the voice of the person who speaks. So of course, this is a very powerful tool that can be very helpful for understanding the mutual civilization, but still the people need to meet, to have some activities together, to have some cultural activities, to have some sports activities, to have intellectual activities together in order to progress understanding of different civilizations. But there is a long path in order to allow all these young generations to speak together. So using new technologies and inviting students to speak together, Chinese students to teach Chinese language to French students, and the other side, French students to teach French language to Chinese students through web conference, video conference would be very nice. And this could contribute to improving the mutual understanding of the culture of the two countries. When you talk about globalization, and we see that compared to the last 50 years, now the world looks like what it was in 1930s. At one moment, the objective of the world was to create peace. Now, if you look at what is happening in the world, most of the countries are preparing military conflicts. So it's so important to prepare peace for the future world. And to prepare peace, we must work on mutual understanding. This is fundamental. And I'm convinced of the fact that working with the young generations is probably the best way to prepare peace for the future. So Chinese culture is doing a lot of progress, effectively, in order to be understood by the other populations. And we can see that in my city, in France, in La Rochelle, since we have a Confucius Institute that allows the population to be aware about what is the culture of China, for food, for music, for art, for culture. And so I think it's very important to have this kind of institute in order to progress in the mutual understanding. However, I think that one thing that should be done is to work on common objects, and not only in the presentation of one culture to another country, but to construct something together. Because it's when you construct something together that you can progress. And this is what we are trying to do in EU Connexus, the European University.